Hey guys, Tank here again. So, today I have brought to you the second step in the process that we discussed last time about the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, right? Last time we went to the first step, which was find a reason greater than the reality, the power of spirit. Now, this time, let's move on to the second step, which is called make daily choices, the power of choice. Okay, so I'm gonna just go through each text by text. I'm reading it out so you guys can listen it. Let's start it. Choice is the main reason people want to live in a free country. We want the power to choose. Financially, with every dollar we get in our hands, we hold the power to choose our future, to be rich, poor, or middle class. Our spending habits reflect who we are. Poor people simply have poor spending habits. The benefit I had as a boy was that I loved playing Monopoly constantly. Nobody told me Monopoly was only for kids, so I just kept playing the game as an adult. I also had a rich dad who pointed out to me the difference between an asset and a liability. So a long time ago, as a little boy, I chose to be rich, and I knew that all I had to do was learn to acquire assets, real assets. My best friend, Mike, had an asset column handed to him, but he still had to choose to learn to keep it. Many rich families lose their assets in the next generation simply because there was no one trained to be a good steward over their assets. Most people choose not to be rich. For 90% of the population, being rich is too much of a hassle. So they invest saying that, go, I'm not interested in money. I will never be rich. I don't have to worry. I'm still young. When I make some money, then I will think about my future. My husband or wife handles the finances. The problem with those statements is that they rob the person who chooses to think such thoughts of two things. One is time, which is your most precious asset. The second is learning. Having no money should not be an excuse to not learn, but that is a choice we all make daily. The choice of what we do with our time, our money, and what we put in our heads. That is the power of choice. All of us have choice. I just choose to be rich, and I make that choice every day. Invest first in education. In reality, the only real asset you have is your mind, the most powerful tool we have dominion over. Each of us has the choice of what we put in our brain once we are old enough. You can watch TV, read golf magazines, or go to ceramics class or a class on financial planning. You choose. Most people simply buy investments rather than first investing in learning about investing. A friend of mine recently had her apartment burglarized. The thieves took her electronics and left all the books. And we all have that same choice. 90% of the population buys TV sets, and only about 10% buy business books. So what do? I go to seminars. I like it when they are at least 2 days long because I like to immerse myself in a subject. In 1973, I was watching this guy on TV who was advertising a 3-day seminar on how to buy real estate for nothing down. I spent $385, and that course has made me at least $2 million. if not more. But more importantly, it bought me life. I don't have to work for the rest of my life because of that one course. I go to at least 2 such courses every year. I love CDs and audiobooks. The reason? I can easily review what I just heard. I was listening to an inventor say something I completely disagreed with. Instead of becoming arrogant and critical, I simply listened to that 5-minute stretch at least 20 times, maybe more. But suddenly, by keeping my mind open, I understood why he said what he said. It was like magic. I felt like I had a window into the mind of one of the greatest investors of our time. I gained tremendous insight into the vast resources of his education and experience. The net result? I still have the old way I used to think, and I now have a new way of looking at the same problem or situation. I have 2 ways to analyze a problem or trend, and that is priceless. Today I often say, how would Donald Trump do this? Or Warren Buffett? Or George Soros? The only way I can access their vast mental power is to be humble enough to read or listen to what they have to say. Arrogant or critical people are often people with low self-esteem who are afraid of taking risks. That is because if you learn something new, you are then required to make mistakes in order to fully understand what you have learned. If you have read this far, which in this case, if you have listened this far, arrogance is not one of your problems. Arrogant people rarely read or listen to experts. Why should they? They are the center of the universe. There are so many intelligent people who argue or defend when a new idea clashes with the way they think. In this case, their so-called intelligence combined with arrogance equals ignorance. Each of us knows people who are highly educated or believe they are smart, but their balance sheet paints a different picture. A truly intelligent person welcomes new ideas, for new ideas can add to the synergy of other accumulated ideas. Listening is more important than talking. If that were not true, God would not have given us 2 ears and only 1 mouth. Too many people think with their mouth instead of listening in order to absorb new ideas and possibilities. They argue instead of asking questions. I take a long view on my wealth. I do not subscribe to the get-rich-quick mentality most lottery players or casino gamblers have. I may go in and out of stocks, but I'm long on education. If you want to fly an airplane, I advise taking lessons first. I'm always shocked at people who buy stocks or real estate but never invest in their greatest asset, their mind. Just because you bought a house or 2 does not make you an expert at real estate. Okay guys, so that was the step 2 from all the process. There are 10 steps, so this was step 2, right? In this step, I think the author tries to tell us that make wise choices and put time in learning, because your mind is the greatest asset you have, right? You can use your mind whichever way you want to. So rather than spending your money or time on something that is not valuable to you, you should rather spend the time to learn something and then to actually put that thing into the practice and make mistakes, right? Because once you have learned something, you need to put that in practice. That's the only way that you can keep learning and put those things into the perspectives. That is what I do by myself as well. When I learn something, I take risks and I put that things into the action, the practice. And if I fail, then I learn again. What was the reason that I failed, right? So this is really nice. I hope you guys got some ideas and you guys also got something to learn from this. So next time I will be going for the step 3, which is choose friends carefully. The power of association. Okay, this is going to be a nice step. So let's get it done next time. So that's all for today, guys. Have a great day. Learn every day. Learn new things. Learn that things and put that things into practice. And if you fail, learn again. So have a nice day.